building a nail business is totally an insane thing to do. In the nail industry, most nail professionals are building their own nail businesses. I got the perfect guy to talk about this. My brother, my partner, Greg Salo. We're going to talk about what it took for us to build a business and what you can do right now on the Biz Talk. I want to build a wall, bro, between us so I don't have to look at you.
I'm going to build a pit with spikes and push you in.
So, very, very fortunate to have Greg on today. He's the perfect person because this is a topic that him and I can both speak to. It's a big topic. This is not like how to build a nail business or how to build a business and you just push a button, right? Like, as I said in the intro, you have to be a little crazy.
It's hard.
Yeah.
I remember when I started with Mom, I didn't know anything about business.
Right.
I literally was told that I was going to be rich in 1 year. Yeah, totally, bro. I was 20. I was led to believe that I was going to make all this money. So I remember the first week before we started, I went to the Nissan dealership. Remember those?
I remember it, bro.
Those 300Zs, bro.
300Zs, bro. I remember
Nissans
this. Yeah.
that came out.
You got a pamphlet.
I did, dude. And I was like, I'm buying this car.
In a year.
In a year.
Yeah. And how did that work out, that plan?
Yeah. I got kicked in the jaw.
That is such a great description because that's what happens, right? I think that's like reality setting in.
Especially when you don't have a plan.
Yeah.
Zero.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't have a plan. We were conned into the business.
Right.
And, being a young man at the time, I was 20, the only thing I knew was school.
Yeah. And to be fair, in our time, like, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that was the path, right? It was like you go to school, you become a doctor, engineer, you be, whatever trade, and then you're off and you get a job.
Correct.
So, that was the path. You obviously did not take that path. You got into business early.
I did, by accident and by the grace of God. It was Mom.
Yeah.
She was the one who was like, why don't we do something together?
Yeah.
And, it was, unfortunately we got into business with the wrong person at the time, but I consider it a blessing. If we didn't meet him, we would never be in the business.
That's right.
But when we started, there was no plan. It was like, go, 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 buy, 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 buy. And then before you knew it, you had all these bills that stacked up and you had no way how to pay them back.
Right, exactly. And I think that on one hand, it's like very admirable, that's how you guys got into the business, because too many people don't get into business because they're so scared and they way overthink things, like to the point of freaking themselves out and never doing anything.
Right.
So this was like, we're jumping in, we'll learn as we swim.
Yep.
We'll learn how to swim as we're thrown in the water. That's how we're going to learn.
Correct.
Super intense and gnarly. And I think that, like, when you're in business, there is like, seriously, like, there's nothing in school that can get you ready for the actual problems and issues and pressure that you will face as an entrepreneur, as a business person. Oh, yeah. There's no class, dude, right?
No. The only thing I would have to say that I've learned from your experience when you were in university was the pressure of learning how to learning how to prepare.
Right.
So
Sure.
I mean, that's one of the most important things. And I think that you, because of the grades you got and where you were in your class and how high you were able to get your achievements, you did that because you didn't procrastinate. You prepared really well. And
that was something I learned in college too, was like my first year of college. I didn't prepare. I just kind of studied last minute and I got by. And then the second year I tried to do it, and you can't.
No.
It's so difficult.
Especially if you want to get to the next level.
Next level, exactly. What was working before wasn't working, so I had to prepare. And then I started cranking, and I was like, oh, this is how you do things. Like, you work ahead of time, lots of discipline,
Correct.
Lots of that preparation, and it really sets you up in a different way. You know,
it's practice.
It is. It's practice. And I think a lot of people think, like, even in the nail business, they think I'm going to just start doing nails and like I'll get clients, and you have this vision of how things are going to go. You're going to build this awesome clientele. But my God, any business that you're building is so gnarly. Like, it is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And if you are not,
especially doing business in California,
where it's like very, very hard,
labor
laws, taxes, everything. It's very, very workers' comp, you name it. It's a challenge. For us, obviously, it's not an excuse. No. You know, like if you want to build a business, these are the laws. You deal with it. Right.
Correct.
You just got to deal with it.
You can't shortcut anything.
You can't. No. You gotta pay your taxes. You gotta pay your bills, all that stuff. Make sure you abide by the rules, kind of set forth as far as like taxes and payment and all that stuff. The laws are concerned. You got to follow them.
Correct.
In order so you don't get in trouble. You know what I mean? And someone take you out of business. But I really feel like too many people get in business and they don't truly understand the depths of like where you're going to go. I really look at it as like the same way of having a kid, right? Like when like, you know this, right? We both know this.
I'm guilty of it. I'm the worst. It's just like having a dog. Like, all my friends will make fun of me for the rest of my life.
I know, because Greg's like, well, I've had a puppy, you know, like I raised a dog, and we're like, totally, bro, absolutely, yeah, it's all good. But it's like when you look at a couple that's about to have a kid, and they're obviously there's joy and there's happiness and all that is beautiful, but there's no way they could possibly understand what's actually coming and the work you got to put in and everything you got to do. You know what I'm saying? When you raise a child, you get slapped, kicked, uppercutted. I mean, dude, it's gnarly.
You know, it's funny. I think we're at a different stage right now because we've been in business for so long. And I think now you and Tracy deal with more pressure than anybody in the company. In the beginning, I had a burden. Mom and I both had that burden because it was only us.
It was just you two.
Yeah, that was it.
You didn't have a choice.
It was us. And
totally.
But as we've grown and gotten organized and have structure with everything that we do, the stuff that you guys do, it's mind-numbing.
You know, honestly, bro, for me, it's, first of all, I like it, right? Like you and I have established that. Like, I'm a little weird in that I like the work and
You're
I like
seriously messed up.
That's a compliment. I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Definitely.
But I genuinely enjoy it, right? Like, I like that stuff. But what also, bro, I always say this, like, I work off of 25% fear, 75% curiosity and drive and all that stuff that I like to do, right? But dude, there's that 25% fear, bro, where I look at our business and I say, I never, ever, ever want to go back to where we were.
Correct.
Because when I came on board, it was gnarly. You know what I mean?
A lot of debt.
We had an insane amount of debt.
Not just business related,
personal
as well.
Exactly.
I mean, I speak for both of us because we went through this, but imagine getting phone calls from creditors literally all day, from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed, to the point where my dad got so frustrated he ripped the phone out of the wall.
Couldn't handle it.
Couldn't handle it. Yeah,
bro. And dude, but it's like, I remember the phone ringing. Like, imagine it's kind of like this. You know how your phone rings right now? You have like random people calling you and wanting you to buy something, or like there's that.
We're all experiencing that right now.
We're all experiencing that right now, right? Multiply, no exaggeration, multiply it times like 5.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you get 3 phone calls a day, we were getting 15 phone calls, and it's that loud. He ripped the phone out, and we were all like, "Oh, thank you, Dad. Okay, good. We don't have to hear this anymore." But
not only that,
it's gnarly.
Showing up at home, and then like you're just hanging out, and the next thing you know, the electricity in the house
goes out. Or getting a letter in the mail where it's like, "Oh, by the way, the bank, you've got 90 days to pay your mortgage. We're foreclosing on your property." How do you deal with that? Like, what do you do? How do you get through it? And so today,
crazy.
Bro, like I go back and I'm like, I never want our family to ever go through that again, right? Like people are always like, you shouldn't be fearful. I have a healthy amount of fear where it doesn't overrun me. It doesn't take over me, but bro, it motivates me. Dude, I'll be driving on the way to work. I'm not kidding you. I drive to work, and I do this almost every day. I have a long drive, about an hour out in LA. I put some music on, bro, as I'm pulling up, getting off the exit. Dude, I get amped. And then I go back and I think about what we went through, and I just like, not today, and I do that. I motivate myself hardcore every single day, bro.
I have to say, one of the things that you've gotten really good at is embracing pressure. I'm the worst. Something pops up.
Like when the S hits the fan.
I am always, I panic, I panic, or like I get upset, mad, I raise my voice. I'm still learning to control that. Where with you, you're just like, I don't even care.
Not anymore. Yeah. Let's move on.
You really don't. I mean, if the worst, because we've had over the past 10 years, I can look in the past year and situations come up where it's just
gnarly.
Like, you got to be joking.
Yeah.
This is like, we're about to lose all this money again.
Right.
And you're just like, whatever.
It's all good.
It is what it is. You just got to move on.
We just move on.
It's the mentality of, it's that I don't give a mentality.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, but with a positive outlook,
totally.
You just got to deal with the situation.
That's it. It's embracing reality, like
embracing the suck.
Embracing the suck, bro. It's something you always say. Greg always talks about this because obviously, he's been through it. We both have really been through this as a family, and he understands this. Embracing the suck. Like when it sucks, you wrap your arms around it and like come closer, and
totally.
It's reality. It's like you have to deal with what's real. If you start pushing it away and like you're not going to accept it, you're gone. Like you got to figure out like what's going on. Let me try to fix it. But also like we're going to try to fix this problem, but also we got to move on. We got to keep going. Like,
I would have to say for the nail business, I mean, there's so many different, there's not a lot, but there's a lot of variances, right? Like you could work in a salon, independent contractor, own a salon, but they're all service related.
Right.
I mean, at the end of the day, if you are a salon owner and you have quite a few employees that are under you, you can't depend on your employees to bring revenue in for you. You have to show up every day.
Every day.
And again, it's service related. So the customers, they have to see you.
Totally.
I have to talk to you. It's about building relationships.
Completely, bro.
I think with everything, it's one thing I even with our business, right? I mean, ours is a little bit different because we're business to business.
Right.
But it's, when we first started, it was about building relationships, right? Before, I'm saying pre-internet, right?
Pre-internet,
yep. Right? The only way that you or we were able to build a business was going to trade shows, shaking hands, meeting people face to face,
right,
talking to them on the phone, and making sure that they got great service.
Right.
And great service isn't just making sure the product leaves and gets there on time.
Right.
It's also providing them with, an ear to listen to when they have a problem.
Totally.
Making the situation better if something comes up. It's providing all types of great opportunities.
Opportunities are going to come up all the time to give great service. And I agree with you 100%, dude. It's more than just, shipping a product and making sure it gets there on time. That's obviously a big part of service.
Correct.
But today, how do we connect with our customers? We do it through social media.
Correct.
We answer DMs all the time. Comments, bro. How much are you doing that a day on your Instagram, bro? Greg has 90,000 followers. He's got very active social media. He's on there. He's on the community. Answering questions, DMs, commenting.
Correct. It's
connecting.
And a lot. I mean,
a lot. Exactly.
I probably get 50 to 60 messages a day. On top of looking at all the other profiles.
That's right.
And it's overwhelming,
Yeah.
but again, it's part of building relationship. It's part of creating service. It's separating ourselves from everybody else.
Yeah.
I've always said that in all the classes. In order for you to build a successful business, it's not just trying to copy what everybody else is doing. It's providing a service where you can't get anywhere else.
That's right. Today, we're shooting a vlog today too, right? And part of the whole idea of today's vlog was look at the madness of what we do, right? Today we're shooting 2 videos plus multiple stories on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Plus Greg and I both have to leave at 2 p.m., which right now it's 1:27. So we've got 30 minutes. We're going to wrap this up and then we got to go and take care of some family stuff. But the thing is that we come in and it's crank all day. That's we're working on connecting. We're working on
what about
with the warehouse and
vendor meetings.
Vendor meetings, bro. Customer meetings, customer content. We shot a video for a customer this morning. Interviews constantly. Exactly, that we have to do.
Yeah.
So, but that's the thing. If you're running a business and you're walking in the door and you're grabbing a seat and kind of being leisure and taking your time, I don't know, man. That's just not my style. I don't know. I'm a little terrified for you. I really think business owner to build a business, you have to be committed and you got to go hard.
It's a level of almost obsession.
It is. I can only speak for myself, of course, but I think about our business 24/7. I know you do too.
We're obsessed with my brand.
Completely. And we have, we actually enjoy it at the end of the day. You know what I mean? There's obviously people have different levels of enjoyment in anything they do. But when you're talking about it overall, we do love what we do, which is why we're still here. And I'd love to hear your comments on this topic. What does it take, building your business? If you got a salon or if you're independent, whatever it is, Greg and I would love to hear your comments on the matter, and we'll get in there too and chat back. And with that, thank you, Greg, for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity, bro.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time on the Biz Talk.